This is a Saturday afternoon now. After probably 3-4 hours of hard work, I've roughly finished all the end of it, and the last very piece, because it's a cut piece, it's not a full block, so it's a little hard to make it stable. But we dropped the pipe, so the drainage pipe is in place. I might need to just go down and dig up the gravel underneath the pipe a little bit, so make it sit a little lower, so it collects most of the water and it can get drained on the sand. We made a very gradual slope when we build up the bottom layer of the wall, so if everything works out well, the water should be draining from that end towards this end and go out this way. Well, I haven't dig it out the drainage outside, but it might end up accumulating in this corner. In the future, I'm going to dig out a small trench, just make the water to flow out easier on this side. And I'm so exhausted already, and my back is really sore, so I'll call it the end of the day today. Here's Sunday morning. I moved those the drainage holes a little lower by scraping the bottom gravels up and put them into the bricks and bury the pipe a little bit deeper. So this way it has the best effect of collecting water and drain them away. And as you can see, I think I did a decent job, keep everything as in the same line. And the pipe is a little bit, it's a little moved up. Ooh, one downside when I did that is when I dig up the gravel on that side, it's a little unstable now. As you can see, this thing's moving. I will try not to disturb them as much as I can. And now we're going to open up the second cubic yard of the gravel and start to dumping them and fill them up and hamper them down again. Okay, let's go. My in-law was loading up the gravel into the wheelbarrow, then bring it to the backyard, and I would pick the location to dump them. Because we piled up too much of the dig up material on the upper level, I have to prepare the route for the wheelbarrow to unload every single time. Here's my wife came to help us as well. Then I spread out the gravels, put some of them into the blocks, some of them into the gap between the block, that triangle shape, and also covering the pipe as well. Because the east end has a tree in the way, so we can't dump the gravels directly into the location, so we have to using shovels or pushing all the gravels into the end of the trench. We dump the gravel at multiple locations to reduce the work of spreading. And I was stomping my foot on top of the gravel, trying to compact them as much as I can. In the meanwhile, my wife is trying to help us to collect those gravels we spilled during the dumping or when I was compacting them. Well, after 3 hours of hard work, including me, my in-law, and my wife helped out a bit, we unload about 14-15 loads of that wheelbarrow, the gravels from the front yard. So we pretty much make the whole bottom layer of the retaining wall flat now. And we use that probably more than half of a bag or half of a cubic yard on the gravels. So hopefully we can make the second level with the remaining gravel. Then we sift out whatever we digged out and use that for the top layer. See if that's going to be enough. Alright, today's going to be a warm day, so I'm going to stop right now and continue later when it cools down. And this is how much gravel we got left. So literally somewhere here, that's about 1/3 of the bag left. I'm seriously considering we either need to order another yard or have to do lots of sifting work to reuse our old gravels. This is a Sunday night, and the last update for this part, I bought a tube of the PL600, which is like the landscaping block, almost like exterior glue. So I put in this corner piece and I put a glue on the surface between this piece and that piece, and also put a little bit on there. Also, I run a bead from where the two gap, the seam is, all the way from the outside to there. I know that people said do not like glue your blocks together. You're not supposed to, because you don't want the water to go through them. But this one has an opening on the bottom, so it's going to like drain the water. I just want to build up the structure strength in this corner. So that's why I use this exterior glue. And be careful when you're using those PL600. It solidifies really, really fast. When I open it up, like after half a minute, it's gonna be very hard to squeeze out already, because the glue went in through this little tip of the tube. It's already started to solidify and then making a big mess. So that's my tip. And also for trying to recycle or reuse some of the gravels we digged out, we built up a 2-layer sieving systems. The first one, the bottom layer of the sieve is a 1/2 inch by like 3/4 slots, which is similar to that material. Actually, if you measure it, it's about like 9/16 on the narrow side, and about, I will say 3/4 or maybe a little more on the longer slots. Then on top of that, we put another layer of, this is a 1/4 inch mesh, like a wire mesh. So it would filter out a lot of the fine stuff. Most of that is soil. Still, we have a little bit of a like mud or soil mixed up with the gravels, but I think the quality is good enough that we're going to reuse as much as we can. For this pile is the clay that we digged up when we making the foundation of it, and those clays are really bad for your plants. So I guess there's no way we can reuse it, because we're not really rebuilding any foundations, and that's what the builder used for building this elevation when they're building this house. So we're gonna probably pack it up and store them away. Okay, so there's lots of clay on the lower level I piled up, so that's a lot of the garbage that we need to dispose in the end of the project. Alright, this is the update for this part. Keep watching, more updates coming.